Well. Welcome to our YouTube channel. We're gonna be reviewing what we went to go see today?
The Lion King.
Lion King. You don't
Who's
have
going first right now?
Hey, we can say this straight off the bat. You ain't got to worry about spoilers because if you've seen the cartoon, you pretty much seen this movie. You've already seen this movie. If you've seen the cartoon, you've seen this movie. They replayed everything like beat for beat from beginning to end. The same dialogue. It's basically just
It was slight twist to it, and then some of the, I'll put it this way, some of the script, it was like very small parts were removed. So if you didn't watch the movie over and over and over again as a child, then you wouldn't notice. But yeah, it's just as you remember.
Just as you remember. I mean, it was some good things. You know, I had some feel-good moments. I can admit that. I had some feel-good moments. Nostalgia-wise, I mean, just like I said, I can remember every detail. I mean, if I just closed my eyes and I just listened to the movie, I pretty much knew what was going on because I remember, you know, the Lion King, the Disney version of Lion King. It was some good things, you know.
I'll say this.
Yes. Let's hear it.
If you want to bring back not bring back characters, but you got to use the characters. But if you want to bring back the same script, use the exact same script, I believe certain characters should have been the same actresses. Okay, Mufasa, same person. You can't replace that voice. Everybody knows that. I feel like the hyena. What was her name?
Whoopi Goldberg.
Yeah, no, I know Whoopi Goldberg, but the name, or I know the female hyena, the leader, should have been Whoopi. You can't replace that voice either. It's like,
well, okay.
I'm not. I'll put it this way: the person who did do it, they did good, but it was just certain things that I was looking for as far as nostalgia, because it was the exact same thing. It was just in CGI. Most people get it because they saw the trailer and said, "Oh, this is live action." It was actually CGI. But I'm gonna cut straight to the chase. I'm sorry.
Before you jump to that, because I got to address that. I personally disagree with that. I feel like if you're making a new adaptation, like a new version of a movie, that it does not have to be the same actors. That's one of the reasons you're making a new version. I feel like that you need to update the actors. Now, in James Earl Jones' place, it's almost like James Earl Jones is the voice of Darth Vader. It's kind of hard to find somebody to imitate that voice unless they imitate, unless they try to imitate James Earl voice is basically they just bring James Earl Jones back in to do Darth Vader. In the case of Mufasa, it was a one-time deal, one-time movie, and of course he's still alive, and so it was more so where it was a feel-good moment to. For nostalgia purposes, it's good to bring James Earl Jones back. That's like him, like Optimus Prime without the guy, I can't remember his name, the guy who does the Optimus Prime voice on every movie, every cartoon, the same guy voices Optimus Prime. Anybody else would be like, because he bodies that character. James Earl Jones bodies Mufasa, but as far as like the other characters, I'm glad that they found somebody else, because of course they couldn't have the same person do Simba as a kid, because that boy is grown. Shit, he's probably like 30, 40 years old now. And as far as like whoever voiced Simba as an adult, he was a young adult at the time. He probably sounds like an old man now, because he's probably like 50, 60 years old now. So to have him redo Mufasa, that wouldn't make sense.
30s now.
The guy who did Simba,
probably in his late 30s right now.
Either way, I feel like that, and another reason is because, okay, Lion King was a movie based in Africa. I gotta say, when I was a kid, I had an issue with Simba. As a kid, he was a young African American kid that played.
No, I'm not saying every
but
person
then,
needs to be changed or kept the same. I was just saying certain voices.
Well, Whoopi. Well, although Whoopi did her thing, it's like she wasn't Mufasa.
I'll put it this way: her voice. Thinking about it now, comparing the two, I'm not like I said. I'm not saying the woman who did the female hyena's voice did bad. She did good. I liked it. I liked the way she brought out that character, the feel for this one.
Mm-hmm.
If you think about it, Whoopi is more of like a comedian. In the cartoon, that character was more of a comedian. It was a little more funny. This time, it was a little more serious.
I see her bite your head off.
The other one's like, she's being mean and vicious, but she's joking around. You know,
she sounds a little bit more vicious.
Timon and Pumbaa.
I like Timon and Pumbaa.
They aced it. That's all I'm gonna say. They're not the same people. They
who that? That was our boy. The guys from Pineapple Express. What's up, boy? Seth Rogen. Wasn't it Seth Rogen?
Yeah.
That wasn't
Seth Rogen.
And that wasn't his boy. Green Goblin. That wasn't him. Who played Pumbaa? I mean, Pumbaa. Timber. No. Timon. What I say? Timon.
Okay.
Who played Timon?
I can't remember his name.
Oh, okay.
But he did good though.
Yeah, I liked it.
He did good.
And I was fine. I'm fine with them finding different actors to play the part. So
I'm glad they got more African American
actors. Yeah.
To do voiceovers.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I appreciate. And then whatchamacallit, what's his name? I cannot pronounce his name for anything.
Who are we talking about?
The one who did Scar, the one that was on 2012, and the one that's in that new movie that's coming out, that they shutting down all of Brooklyn to catch these people these robbers.
The one with I got.
And he played the father. No, and he played the father on this movie on Netflix called The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind. He's the boy's father. You know the one on 2012 that was the scientist trying to get to the ship, the black guy.
2012. We got to go back and watch 2012.
Okay, he's been on a couple other movies as well. He's a really, really, really good actress, but he actually used his actual voice because he's from Europe. He's British.
You got to show me who we're talking about.
You like how Idris Elba is British?
Idris Elba. What you call him? Idris Elba. His name.
Idris Elba.
His name Idris. Damn, now you got me. Idris Elba. What's his name?
Idris. I-D-R-I-S. Idris Elba.
It ain't Idris. It's Idris. Damn. Okay.
Or is it Idris?
Go back to your girl Beyonce. You was trying to say something about your girl Beyonce. Or do you?
Beehive.
You know, they gonna sting you.
I'm not finna apologize.
Watch it. They gonna sting you. They ain't trying to.
They can try to sting all they want to. I got that SWAT action. But. Yeah. Be you a triple threat in the music industry. You can put on a show and sing and dance. But the acting, she's a little better with it. A little better. Now, I can't say...
better than, what was that movie? Cadillac Records.
Yeah.
Better than she was on
I think the more she does acting,
mm-hmm.
the better she will get. And I think she needs to start with voiceovers. I can't say there were some parts that you can literally tell she was reading the fucking script. Excuse my French.
And that ain't good when you're doing voiceovers. That you're not supposed to sound like you're reading the script.
And that's how her acting is in movies. Like she's memorizing the script, like she's reading it in her head. It's like she's reading. There's no. She try to put emphasis on it, but it's not how she put emphasis on her song when she's singing. It's when she's talking. It's kind of like, let me see. Find some time to practice meditation. It's not. She don't put any emotion behind it. If you know what I'm talking about. Now, like I said, she did pretty good, but you can still tell some parts. Like when her character first started talking, it sounded like she was reading. But as she kept, talking, as her character, as her character kept talking, it sounded better. You could feel it more, and I was like, all right. She The more she does it, the better she gets.
And speaking on dialogue, I know they were saying the same lines they said in the old Lion King, but James Earl Jones saying the same lines he did. It didn't seem like in some of the lines that it was much emotion that I felt when he was doing Lion King.
Well, like,
or whatever.
That's what I meant earlier about, like, you didn't watch the movie over and over and over again.
Yeah.
You wouldn't miss or tell it certain
but
things.
I could tell.
Right.
He said the lines, but I just didn't,
there were a couple of lines missing throughout the movie. They took some, like, small parts out that I felt were significant.
What you talking about? Oh, you aching, yep. That,
yeah.
You wanted that part in there?
If you gonna do Timon and Pumbaa and you gonna sing their songs, you not only that, the other song, the in the jungle song, that was cut short. Like, come on.
Actually, it seemed like it was longer than it was in the movie because they didn't even really sing it that long. They just said quick. I don't even think it was a whole minute. It was probably like a couple seconds. They were just singing just the intro of it. You remember? They didn't sing the whole song. In this one, they kind of made it into like a song, and they had all the other animals participating.
But I thought they were going to like.
Oh, spoiler.
But I guess this is what it was. I'm thinking about Lion King 1.5. So have you ever seen Lion King 1.5?
Okay. I've seen it, but I wasn't paying attention to it.
But yeah, are you ready? Yep. For some bacon, yep. He's a big pig, yep. You could be a big pig too. Woo. That's what I was looking for, and I'm like, wait a minute, this scene cuts. I'm like, whoa, y'all supposed to.
Hey, what about the part? When Simba, when the baboon showed up and told Simba that his dad was still alive, I'll take you to him. And then Simba went to the ocean. Went and looked in the water, just like in the cartoon. And then all of a sudden, some Mufasa appeared in the clouds. You remember that part?
Now, yes, I do, because guess what? I was taking my daughter to the bathroom, but guess what Tay did? I'm like, Livy, come on, you better hold it. You better not kill yourself.
Oh, so you did see that part.
I had to see that. I could not miss that. I had to see that. Now, let me say this. Cartoon is cartoon. But this was like, it kind of reminded me of a dream I had recently, a couple of them, but it was like, it was more realistic how when you look up at the sky, you tell the kids to find shapes in the clouds and stuff like that. You can only see the shape of the face, or like indentions of the face, or makeup of the face when the lightning was flashing.
So it's almost like when your mind, you want to see something in the clouds, your mind can create something that's not really there. So they didn't just do like a cartoon.
So if you don't have that mindset to look at that, I don't think some people would have saw that. They probably just saw the storm cloud, thunderstorm, supercell cloud.
But a lot of times you see what you want to see,
right? Because
that's what you want to see. And so they didn't just, I don't feel like they didn't just make the image of Simba appear like they did in the cartoon, which I like the fact that they did that. They tried to make it look a little bit more realistic or whatever. But,
for me, at first, I was like, that's just a cloud. And then I saw the lightning flash. I was like, oh, shit. That's dope. But, I'm not saying that it was, like, spectacular. I was like, okay, that's dope. I like how they switched that up. There were a lot of slight switcheroos up in there. And, again, it's the realistic feel. I can't say this to all you CGI animators and all this and that special effects artists. Y'all did the damn thing.
That shit look good.
I'm sitting there throughout the whole movie. I already know the whole
how the hell they train the goddamn lines, the goddamn talk. They got the motherfucking lines.
They did them animals better than they do human. Like, you can tell that it's not a human. But them animals, I'm like, damn, are they real or are they fake? I'm sitting there trying to figure out which scene is the real scene. Because there's only one scene, one part of the movie that is 100% authentic. Live. Real.
What part was that?
I don't know. I was trying to find it. I was trying to figure it out.
Oh, you know it beforehand?
See,
that
it was a podcast
part?
you were watching, but you had walked off and something else started playing. And the director was saying, about the characters, he was saying that it was a time for a change or whatever, just switch it up a little bit, bring more African American. But he knew that if James Earl Jones was dead, he would have had a very, 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 very difficult time trying to replace his voice.
Okay, everybody else could have been replaced though.
Right, everybody else is
Which is
replaceable,
fine,
but
yeah.
his voice is not replaceable. And like,
No.
good thing he was still alive.
No.
But out of his mouth, he said, people keep saying live action after they saw the trailer. It is not live action. This is 100% animation, except for one part of the movie.
And that part was?
I don't know. I'm gonna watch that shit again. If we are able to watch it.
It was
again.
a part that when we was watching, I did hear you say that looked real or whatever. That was the only real part.
I was looking at the stars, but I don't know.
Oh, the part where the tree was right there. It was the
and tree at night. The silhouette of the tree. That's what I'm
and the stars.
Like and it's like the sky was as if.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe that's it. I don't know. But if it is it, then I'm right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, how do you feel about? I had an issue. One problem that I had, because that was my favorite part of the movie, or whatever. When Scar sung his song "Be Prepared," that was one of my favorite songs. That was one of my favorite songs when I used to watch Lion King when I was younger. When I was a kid, I loved that song.
Hyenas dance.
And that song was not intense enough, or whatever. He said it didn't. It wasn't shortened, but it was like when he sung it last time. It was like, you felt the intensity of it. This right there, he was just like, be prepared, and that shit just ended. And it was like, that ain't how it's supposed to be. He was just supposed to be like, they was supposed to be dancing and goddamn. I could barely hear the music. Maybe
remember what I said about Whoopi Goldberg's part? Think about it. That was cartoons. A lot of times, cartoon is over exaggerated because it's cartoonish and it's not realistic.
Well, everything else, the other songs match. Just every other song matched the intensity and the feel of how it did in the movie or whatever. But that one right there, I felt like he should have been a little bit more. It should have been a little bit more intense. For me, it was intense.
Think about a hyena. Is a hyena goofy or is a hyena serious and ready to kill prey at all times?
Well, it's an animation, so they can,
no, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, think about like a hyena, an animal in real life. Is a hyena goofy and cracking jokes when they getting ready to kill you, or they just sizing up their prey, ready to kill you? That's what I was saying about Whoopi Goldberg's part and the person who did the hyena's voice this time.
Mm-hmm.
Now think about Scar. I'll put it this way: they may have had the same concept where it's like, don't overdo it, but do it just as good, but don't overdo it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's what it is in their minds, maybe to keep the realism. Because if you think about the original Lion King, they put on the hyenas were dancing. They had a whole lion dance. They put on the show.
They had gas and shit.
Coming out.
And I feel like they could have pulled it off or whatever. I just feel like the song should have been more intense. It wasn't intense.
But see, remember, they took a trip. That's what the director also said. They took a trip to Africa, to certain parts, and they took pictures. They did video recordings to get the actual realistic feels. That's what I'm saying. Maybe they actually, to stay along the lines of realism, they didn't do that because whatever they saw at the time, that wasn't happening naturally. It's just gaseous, spewing along with the music.
Yeah, I can understand that, but it's like the music just didn't seem like, the score didn't sound the same to me. Every other score sounded the same. Can You Feel the Love Tonight? The Circle of Life.
That's
all
probably
the
why
other
the song
scores
felt
sound
shorter
the same.
to me because it wasn't as intense.
Which, what?
Be prepared.
Yeah. That's exactly what I meant. So. And then the way he sung it, it was just so dull. It was dull to me. Maybe it was. I was thinking that the voices were too low. I felt like the music was loud, sort of, but the voices was too low. Maybe it was. I can't say it was what we seen because when you sing in the movie theater, You know, it's supposed to be surround sound, so I just feel like somebody should have hit that button and turned the voices up a little bit more. I feel like the voices was a little too low. Or maybe I just need to get my ear. I do got tinnitus on, so maybe I just need to get my ear and check this on. It just sounded like it was too low for me. But because when I'm in the movie, I like to hear the intensity. I like to hear the voices. I can hear everything they were saying, but it just seemed like I had to. I don't know. It just seemed like it was a little low. But overall, I mean, like we said, the pros of the movie was that yes, it was very nostalgic. I like the fact that the animation was on point, or whatever. The animation was on point. The little changes that they did make, or whatever, certain parts they did add a little bit of extra dialogue, and it's because I remember the old Lion King word for word. I knew what they were saying. Some of that, like, no, they didn't say this in the cartoon, but the stuff that they were saying was relevant to the movie, so it's like it didn't feel out of place. They didn't try to throw in no extra stupid song that didn't exist, or no extra dialogue that didn't fit into the movie. So, or no extra characters.
The most they did was remove certain lines or shorten some parts. That was it. You know, it wasn't like you said. They did add something, a line or two in there. It went with the scene of what was going on in the moment. And for me, you know, I watch Lion King all the time, and I watch Lion King 2, and I watched Lion King 1 and a half after it came out after the second one, and then I went back and watched all three of them in order. So I was like a teenager when I did that. Not quite a teenager.
Yeah, you were real. You was excited doing that. You was like a little kid. You was like,
I was.
When it first came on, that shit said Lion King. You like,
no, that was Kai.
That was you.
No, it wasn't. I was saying that on the inside. Kai was over there making all that noise. I had food in my mouth.
Okay.
That was Kai.
Ain't wrong, brother.
But when that song came on, I did it. Then they started trying to ask me questions. I was like, nah, Spaniard. They were looking at me like, what in the world? Why is she singing this? I thought we were supposed to be quiet during the movie. F that. None of y'all over here want to sing with me? Fine. I'll sing about myself. I'll sing about my damn self, and I'll sing it proudly, loud. I wasn't loud.
But here we are. We're at 22-minute mark. Any closing remarks as far as like the pros, your pros and your cons? My pros, I said mine. We pretty much broken down what our cons were. Is there anything extra you need to add before we close this one out and give our rating on this lady?
My con was they should have put the bacon song in there. I wanted that bacon song.
She wanted that bacon song.
They were ready for a meal. They were like, all right, you ready for some bacon? I guess, it's a no pork on the fork.
And I support that.
I still want to hear that
I support that. Taking out the line about the swine. They didn't need it. They didn't. I would have thought it was stupid. Actually, that was one thing. I'm like, don't do it. Please don't do that. I can't see it fit into
the realistic. That's what I'm saying. The cartoon was joking, but it's like.
How about the people laughing at shit like they had never seen it before? Everything. I guess for me, because I was just watching the same exact movie. It was just in high definition, realistic graphics. But the jokes that I had already heard before, all the shit was, I didn't laugh at it. I was just like, I was interested in it, but folks just laughing like the shit was like brand new.
Seth Rogen's always doing ad-libs.
But he didn't ad-lib in this. Now, it was a couple of, but I'm like, they was laughing at shit the stuff that happened in the cartoon, the stuff that was said in the cartoon.
Oh, no. I was laughing at his ad-libs. I'm like, you can tell, like, he just going along with it. Like, maybe he messed up, or he felt like he messed up, and he just ad-libbed and going on. So you felt better about that? You got it out? All right. Okay. Good. Yeah. Like, so I'm like, you know what? I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah. That was a good choice for Puma. Yeah.
I loved it. I was like, all right. I said, he gonna do this. I'm like, whoever doing Timon, I said, dude, you better sing it.
I don't feel like Well, I guess it was like that in the cartoon. Mufasa's mama, she didn't really do much in the cartoon, so I'm gonna take that back.
Mufasa
They
mama?
added on something
You
in
mean
there.
Simba's mama?
Oh yeah, Simba mama. Simba mama. Yeah.
So
Simba
say
mama.
that again.
Simba's mother. Simba's mother didn't do much in the cartoon, so you know I can't really say. But you know, the girl Nala, they did add in a point now, just like okay. I don't remember Nala. I don't remember Nala fighting with Whoopi Goldberg's hyena. What's the damn hyena name? I don't even know damn hyena.
No, she didn't. She was off to the side.
Yeah, she didn't. But in this, they had to throw that in, you know, to make her, you know. And I get it. You
Stand
know,
up for your man.
You know, there you go. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Girl power. Girl power. I support. What's that movement
Love
that y'all have? Now, what's that movement that they got now? The Me Too movement. You know what I'm saying? I didn't feel like that she should have just been. I get it. So she wasn't just standing to the side watching a man do all the fighting. She fought too, and she threw the bitch over the side of the cliff or whatever. She threw her ass over the cliff. Mm-hmm. So she got hers in. She like, I ain't no motherfucking club no more.
I ain't no club. I'm a woman, but I'm strong.
Yeah. I'm
a woman, but I can do what a man can do. That's what it signifies for me. Yeah. I'm female, but I can do what a male can do.
Now some people probably
I'm female, but I'm gonna go up against the male. She went up against Scar.
No, she didn't. She didn't fight Scar. She fought the hyena.
She went up against Scar first.
Oh, now she was arguing back with him. What?
Yeah, she went up against Scar first, and Scar was scratching her in the face.
What? Nah, that was his mama. He slapped the shit out of Mufasa's mama. I mean, Simba's mama. Just like how you did.
Crap, you right. My bad.
Just like how you did in the cartoon. He slapped. You know, he beat her ass again, just like he did in the cartoon. But then, all I'm saying is that Nala did not fight, but in this she fought, and she fought against the head hyena chick and threw her ass over the
That's what I like. They portray the women as strong.
The line is, which they are, or
right.
whatever. They are very significant.
Not weak women. Yeah. But strong and stand up for what they believe in, strong in defending their own, strong in protecting their own. Mm-hmm. And that's what I like about it.
And the line is just like how it is in real life. The liners are the ones who get all the food, and they basically run the, you know, they run the shit. Where, you know, you just have one king line. Most of the time he's sitting on his ass, just sitting there chilling like our Scar is, talking about, hey, y'all gonna go out and go get the food for me. They go and get the food. He eat first. Or whatever. And usually, and this is one small change that they did have. Usually, when it's only one line, and even if you have brothers, they get outcasted from the, they get outcasted from the tribe or whatever. But because Scar was his brother, he didn't run him off the Pride Lands. Like, okay, that's my brother, but he stays on the outskirts of the Pride Lands or whatever, rather than him, send him away like he's supposed to do, and which was a mistake. But they didn't really acknowledge that in the cartoon. That was the difference. Right. I was like, okay, I know when it comes to lines, how the fuck is Scar still there in the first place? Because when it come down to when he became king, usually they run all the men off. Whether you my brother, my cousin, you get the fuck on.
You gotta find your own.
Yeah, you got to find your own tribe or whatever. Usually the male lines, they'll be running together. They have to fucking hunt because they ain't got no pride.
I should have clarified about the other women where he is too. If Nala was actually his daughter, and Simba actually married his half sister.
Yeah, hold up.
You know, because in nature, that's what they do. They have multiple mates. The king
so all those was his women.
And he had the main lady, which is Simba's mama. Then you got the concubines on the side, which is the other mates.
Yeah. So all those was his kids. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they never really acknowledged that. They ain't really acknowledged that, but that is how it goes.
I mean, for kids' sake, they're not gonna understand that. It's probably just too much for them to handle and absorb right now. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. See, they trying to slip that poly, you know.
That was already in the cartoon too. But people, that's what I'm saying. Until you get older, if you're into that type of stuff and nature and learn about different habitats and animal kingdoms and stuff like that, then you would just thought that, hey, their husbands or their mates were somewhere else. But no.
Mufasa was their daddy. Mufasa was their daddy. And Scar wasn't supposed to. If Scar would have tried to get some, he would have got his fucking neck chewed the fuck off. Or whatever. So, yeah. So, Yeah,
and
I
then
think
Simba's mama pretty much showed her strength, like
Mhm.
to my someone you did love, or however he said it. But she just gave that look like, I still love him. I'll never stand by you. I'll never be your queen.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
You did or not?
Right. I'm his queen. He's my man. Now that's it. I don't mess with family. I don't do all that mixing in with family. That's why I like. Show him.
His ass got mad.
Mm-hmm.
Mufasa came. I mean, goddamn, Simba came for his ass.
You chose him over me.
Yeah.
Oh, so you just bitter. You bitter. He got the throne and you woman. You just bitter.
It's like, well, guess what? They goddamn hyenas next. From now on, the hyenas gonna eat first, and what's ever left, y'all get it. And since the hyenas' belly never get full, or whatever, guess what's gonna be left for y'all? Not a goddamn thing. And then that shit came back to bite them at the very end, because I don't remember. That was like I said, that was an extra line that was still in there that wasn't in the cartoon.
And then stuff he said about
alert.
them.
Yeah.
Like he said that they were, ruthless or something, outcast or something like that. He called them something.
He called them scavengers, vile scavengers or whatever. Yeah. And he was planning to kill him himself. And that was their reasoning, because he said some shit like that in the cartoon while he was finding Simba. And then they heard it, and then that's why they end up tearing his ass up in the end.
Yeah, he's trying to fool him.
You know, so.
Yeah. You know what else? Hyena's belly never gets full.
Yeah. But overall, this whole Disney thing where they're making new adaptations. What?
I thought about the cartoon.
Okay.
He ran because there was a Lion King 2. The Scar was in Lion King 2.
No, he wasn't.
I thought he was.
That was his son. Scar was dead.
Oh, that's right. His son was in Lion King 2. That's right. I'm sorry.
Oh, what's it? No, that wasn't his son. That was
No, that was Scar's son.
I thought the chick said that he raised him like. I did see Lion King 2 or whatever, because I remember she said that he raised him like he was her son, but that was really his son. He came from somewhere else, and Scar took him in. I don't know how they worked that in there, because it wasn't no other line. It's nowhere around. I thought the Scar was just on the outskirts. Huh? So they said that so that they won't be related, so he won't be related to Simba's daughter or whatever. They said that wasn't Scar's son, because it would have been Scar's son. They would have been cousins, or whatever. Even though, like how we say, like how you said, and how we know that if you into pride, you only got one king. Yeah. And all them babies supposed to be by that one king, because if they not by him, he gonna run them off, or they gonna end up getting killed, or whatever. All the cubs that's born has to be by him. If they by anybody else, they run them off. And even when they own boys, if they get a certain age, they run them off. Now what happens is that those lines that get ran off, they eventually find them with pride, and one of them try to step in, and then the king, they challenge the king, and if they beat the king, then they take over. Now if he get jumped, then one of them, after they jump him or whatever, somebody got to be king. All of them can't be king because there's only supposed to be one. But okay, we getting into some National Geographic shit. We supposed to be talking about Lion King.
Yeah,
we supposed to be talking about Lion King. Let's go ahead and wrap it up, baby.
My pros, like I said, the animation, the CGI. The songs were good, singing was good, entertainment, it was there. Rafiki. They downplayed his character just a tiny bit. Now I saw it not in a bad way. For the realism, I saw him more like the witch doctors. If you watch those African movies and stuff like that.
And that's how he was.
Witch doctors are pretty much, they don't say much.
But that's how he was in the cartoon.
Talk a little more than that. He was loud and making all that crazy ass laugh. Okay. All the time. He wasn't doing that as much.
He just did a whole bunch of looking. Zooming in when he's looking at his eyes. He just
and then he would go out on the end of the branch and chant this African chant. Like a witch doctor would when they do something. They out in the middle of nowhere or whatever, and they, chant to the ancestors.
Mm-hmm.
They downplayed them in a good way for realism to pretty much be the animal version of the witch doctor.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't make them do that crazy ass laugh. That's why I'm like, man, they don't have them doing this goofy ass laugh, but they didn't. And I didn't mind that it didn't happen.
Okay.
My cons, like I said, the bacon sauce. Yep.
Yeah. Well.
Oh, in the beginning, like I said, the beginning. Yeah.
You didn't like the beginning?
The beginning, no, I like the beginning. It's my other pro because I was like, now if they make these animals bow down, I know. I'm like, I was thinking, you know, damn well animals don't bow down. They had the animals acting how they normally act.
Okay.
To superior.
They put their head down. They did put their head down. Let me see that.
I was gonna say certain animals.
Oh, okay.
The giraffes kind of did a little bit.
And the antelope or whatever.
The antelope, they were, you know, doing this, like, jumping up. And the zebras, they were just doing their own, like, each group of animals, they were doing their own little thing, their own little form of praise and respects. So, I like that.
They added an extra character. The antelope didn't talk in the cartoon. Remember when Simba jumped out and he was chasing the butterflies and Antelope like, oh,
yeah.
I thought you were like a lion. I mean, no, you are a lion, but I mean like a real lion.
Right.
You know, I think
that was cute.
I think it's time for me to go.
Right.
That wasn't in the cartoon, and I like that. It fit. Yeah, it fit. It fit. But
where'd he go? What happened? But he's prey. And prey tends to stay away from carnivores. You're carnivore. So yeah.
Okay, but overall, how we gonna start rating this? What do you rate this? Do you rate this like a?
Like 7.
7 out of 10.
Yeah. 7.5. 7.586.
Just like, do you rate this like a matinee or a full price type movie? Would you
I'll put it this way: for the ones who've never seen Lion King, full price. For those of you who have and very critical, matinee. But for the overall satisfaction of the movie and everything, I say it deserves to be on prime time. Full price.
Okay.
Full price, prime time. Because for me, it's just the quality of it. Like, it's some minor things. Everybody got their own opinions about what they didn't like about the movie, don't like. But the overall satisfaction of the film, you can't downgrade that shit to the max.
Okay.
You know, $5 movie. I paid $5 for that movie. I would have got a damn deal because it was executed. It was executed well overall.
Yeah. Well, I can say as far as like
so I can give it an 8.
8. Okay. Well, for me, I'm gonna give it a 6, mainly because while the movie was entertaining, it was like I was watching a movie a re-release of a movie that I already seen before, and all they did was just like upgrade a little bit, almost like going back to go watch Empire Strikes Back or Return of the Jedi after, you know, George Lucas, you know, threw in like extra scenes and probably, you know, put it in high definition, or it was, you know, just real. It was the same movie or whatever. So it's kind of hard for me to just take this movie and just like, oh man, this movie was the bomb, and it's like this shit was like, you know what I'm saying, off the shit. I love this shit. No, it wasn't like that. It was more so, I've seen this before. And at first, I went in being a little critical in the beginning, but I found myself smiling. But it was mostly because I was hearing things that I liked about the first one. He started talking about the circle of life, then how Timon and Pumbaa viewed the world, because we know people that think in that way or whatever, and how they see things and the circle of life or a straight line, and they don't see nothing else, and then how when they was looking up at the stars, they shit, you know what I'm saying, was crazy. But then when it didn't make no sense. But then when Simba said how he thought what he thought it was, that he thought it was like, dead, ancestors in the sky, they just started laughing. Like his shit was any more crazy than the shit that they believed or whatever. But it's like that was the part about the movie. It's like, okay, I get it. Or I mean, where I was getting like a slight message from it or whatever when they talk about the circle of life and how they felt like, okay, everything is just a straight line, for them.
Well, so
when
you're saying
you
what
start
I
out
do
one point and then it's going,
yeah.
and then it's over. It was a message in that or whatever, which I'm gonna get into all that, but it's more or less where if you know, you know. But anyway, I give it a 6 or whatever. The movie was okay.
For something different. For me, I give it, like I said, the 7. Oh, I say 7.5. Okay. More than the 8 because I want to lean more towards the 7 because of slight things I picked up on. But okay. 7.5 because I was going in looking for it to be the same.
Yeah. And I was going in. I wasn't going in. I wanted to be similar, but I wanted them to build on what on the old Lion King. I wanted them to build on and explain, go more into detail about why things was and why they were the way that they were. Like if you're gonna make an adaptation, build on it. But this is Disney. Apparently, all they're doing is just recreating it beat for beat and just instead of 2D animation, they switching to 3D animation and CGI. Same thing, and they just making money off an old product or whatever. I get it, but it's like a story. When you write a book, first you have a book adaptation, then you adapt it to a movie, and it's probably not going to be exactly like how it's saying in the in the book, but apparently now it's like Disney ain't trying to change shit. They gonna just like, look, we ain't even got to put no work in. We ain't got to rewrite no script or whatever. We already got a motherfucking script. Just give me that old script, put it down.
Because they know people come to Disney World and Disneyland. Grown people come more excited than the damn kids because it's our childhood. Especially for those who haven't been and you get there, it's like you more excited than the kids are. So to go in the box, pull the box out the closet, pull it out, like, hey, how can we upgrade this? Modernize it, and keep it the same. How can we renovate the outside and not change the components on the inside? Will we make money? Of course, they know they will. Yeah. Because people like us, either we look for something different, a slight difference, a change from the original, or like me, I'm looking for the same thing. I want to see how good you're right. How good can you make me feel? How young can you make me feel from watching this again? And I felt like I was Kylie's age. I felt like I was like 4 years old.
Well, me, I like newness. I like things to evolve. And me, being fed the same thing was a bit of an insult. It was a cheap way out. It's like they just remade the exact same thing. It was like how I felt about that Star Wars movie, The Force Awakens. They just remade, what was it? A New Hope, and they just did it. They imitated it beat for beat and just redid it and just changed up a couple of names and faces, but it's the same thing. That irritates me or whatever. But that's just me. That's how I feel. But anyway, we got a 7 out of 7, and I give it a 6. Hey, 7 out of 10 or 7 whatever. Out of 10. And I give it a 6 out of 10. This is DooTay signing out, and hey,
do take our opinions heavy or lightly. However you may feel. I don't care.
I think I'm going to edit that part out. But, hey, all right, and we out.